Welcome back to another edition of the Gadget Lab podcast. I'm Michael Calore.
And I'm Nathan Olivares-Giles.
This week we're going to show you a brand new Android phone. Then we're going to show you a fake Apple phone. And then we're going to show you a laser strapped to a shark.
Oh.
And it really happened and we're not lying. But first, Nathan, what do you have for us?
This is the HTC One X. This is the top of the line, best thing that HTC has going. And a lot of folks are saying that this might even be the best Android phone overall.
The best Android phone, which previous to this was widely agreed to be the Galaxy Nexus.
The Galaxy Nexus, which
Samsung.
is a phone that is near and dear to my heart and I love very much. So I'm still testing this out. I'm not totally convinced. I got to put it through its paces, but it's a really good phone.
Now, we've seen the international version of this, right?
Yes.
This Europe version. We saw that last month. Is that correct?
Exactly. And it's pretty much the exact same phone, except the European version doesn't run on 4G LTE networks. It just runs on, HSPA+. And it has a quad-core processor, and this one just has a dual-core processor.
All right, so are people going to feel sort of left out that Europe gets the quad-core processor and the United States gets the dual-core processor?
If you think that your phone is just better because there's 4 cores instead of 2, then you might feel sad inside and in your little heart. But the fact of the matter is that this dual-core is still a screamer, and the clock speeds are great, and most apps aren't even designed to take advantage of 4 cores and all that stuff anyways. So really, you're not really missing out on anything.
All right, so if you're one of those nerds who reads the specs all the time, then you might
be
feel a little
bummed
bit left out.
You might be bummed out, but it really honestly won't matter for most folks.
Okay.
Not at this point. Maybe in a year or two, you might see the differences in performance later.
Does it pass the blind test right now? Like if I handed you both phones without any way of knowing which one was dual core and which one was quad core, do you think you'd be able to tell them apart?
In performance, and in the way that the apps actually, in the OS, no. I don't think so, not yet. I've been using both, and I think they're both screaming fast and really solid. The displays are gorgeous on both. The US version's slightly longer because it has, I guess, more space is needed to accommodate the 4G LTE
it's
antenna.
barely perceptibly.
Barely, slightly, ever so slightly, but it's the same phone. It's really the same phone.
It's quite handsome. I like it.
Yeah, it looks good, and the shape's kind of nice. This single piece of polycarbonate is really handsome.
Yeah. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we took a look at the other HTC phone, which is the HTC One S.
The One S.
Right. How is that different than this?
Well, it's smaller. It's actually thinner. I did like the thinness. It has an aluminum body, and the display's a little bit smaller. But you know what? On the inside, it's still using the same dual-core processor that this one's using. It's running the exact same operating system, HTC Sense 4. But this one has a way better screen. I mean, the screen here is gorgeous. It's almost as good as the iPhone, if not exactly as good.
I remember that was the key shortcoming of the One S.
That was the biggest thing that held it back for me, because everything else was great. Same camera, same megapixel camera, same software. But that was my complaint with that. I don't have that complaint over here.
Okay.
And they're the same price. They're both $200 on a 2-year contract. So
with AT&T and the
other one
S
was
is on
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
Exactly.
So if you're a T-Mobile customer, that's the hot HTC phone. This one's the hot one for AT&T.
Yep.
The One X.
Of course, you could always just import the unlocked version from Canada and then put whatever SIM card you want. But who does that, right?
Free trip to Montreal, or I guess a reason to go to Montreal or Vancouver. I don't know. Are those? What else is there in Canada? Calgary.
Yeah.
Where the Flames are.
The Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh yeah, right, Toronto. I used to live there for like 4 years. I should know that.
Then how do you not know this?
Well, it's play acting.
Yeah.
You can read Nathan's full review of the HTC One X on AT&T next week.
Yep.
On the product reviews section of Wired.com. Until then, you can. You're doing hands-on.
Yeah, we're going to do a hands-on, just talking about the specific differences here. AT&T's preloading some apps. They put their logo at the top, of course. And they also have a big piece that talks about quad-core processors versus dual-core processors, which is kind of apropos considering the differences between the two versions here.
Differences there, and we're going to see more manufacturers putting out two phones that are very much similar to each other, except one will have quad-core, one will have dual-core.
Oh yeah. Samsung just announced the Galaxy S3 today, and that's going to have a quad-core processor in it. And who knows what the US version will have.
I want 32 cores.
Someday,
maybe in like a year. So you can read Nathan's review of the HTC One X Android smartphone for AT&T's network on the product review section of the website. And you can see additional coverage of the phone, including beautiful photos and some essays about processor speeds on the Gadget Lab. Coming up next, fake iPhones.
Whoa.
Right, Christina's here.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Christina. What is it you've brought to show us this week?
This week I have a fabulous top-of-the-line fake iPhone.
Whoa.
So we did a gallery of fake Apple products, and there's some really crazy stuff out there. Roberto, he procured this in China a few years back.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, so this one, this fake iPhone has 3 buttons on the bottom.
No, wait, this is meant to look like the first iPhone, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
'Cause it's got like the rounded edges and the back kind of looks like it.
Yeah, and but it also has, you know, the Bluetooth logo on the back, so you know it has Bluetooth.
Oh, thank God.
And let's see, oh, and of course, like all iPhones, it has a telescoping stylus. It's awesome.
So that's ridiculous. What's the software like?
Let's find out. So the last time I turned this on, it started making glass crashing sounds and it wouldn't stop until I turned it off.
Like digitized bad glass crashing sounds?
Yeah, over and over again, about every 5 seconds or so.
That's not a bug, that's a feature.
That's what I thought too. It, you know, everyone in our side of the office could hear it. I felt kind of bad.
Is the operating system at all anything like iOS? Or?
It looks a little bit like it. It's loading up right now. Yeah, so you can kind of see. It resembles.
Oh yeah, this is terrible. This is really bad. So it has a touch screen. The screen sort of operates by touch, but all these weird menus start popping up, and it's got really bad like little sort of bad versions, attempts at real Apple apps.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Oh, so how many different devices like this did you see?
Oh man, there are a ton out there, so I just picked 9 or 10 of my favorite ones.
Mm-hmm.
One recent one is an iPhone branded stove that they found in China, like a little portable stove. It's got the Apple logo and iPhone on there.
Just have like a picture of the iPhone or something?
No, it just said iPhone. Yeah, just an iPhone branded stove. It's super weird.
Yeah.
And some other great ones, there is an iPhone 5 popsicle. It's not shaped like a rumored iPhone 5. It's just shaped like the Apple logo, and it comes in 2 flavors, pear and mango. I don't know why it didn't come in apple flavor, though. I mean, that didn't really make sense.
Maybe they didn't want to get sued.
Yeah. That crosses the line. Apple flavor crosses the line.
Where do you find these things? You find them like back alley gray markets or what?
I think so. And then there's also just some shops online. There are sneaker shops, Chinese, Asian, that sell Apple brand sneakers that have, instead of like the Converse logo, it's the Apple logo.
Huh. So you can actually order this stuff as like a United States citizen or as a German citizen or whatever.
I think so. I didn't try, but you probably, yeah.
Wow. How much does that thing cost?
This, I'm not sure. I bet it was a good deal. I bet if it wasn't a good deal, it was probably, competitively priced with actual iPhones.
Really? Like $300?
Man.
I mean, I'd pay $10 for it just for just to carry it around and like answer calls with it. And
Definitely,
like
I'd pay.
Oh, that reminds. Yeah, have you used it? Has Robbie used it to answer calls, or does it work in this country?
I don't think so. It does have a removable SD card, so.
Oh yeah.
Removable storage.
So you can load photos onto it and use it as like a photo or music player or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Find some sort of use for it. I'm sure it would be pretty awesome.
A crashing glass sound maker. That's what it's really good at.
Oh, that's really pitiful. You can see this stupid little phone and all of the other knockoff Apple products on the Gadget Lab. And it's a gallery of how many did you say?
9.
9 items. So go and laugh and click 9 times and leave a snarky comment because we love that. Speaking of snark, up next we have a shark with a laser. And now John Phillips is here. Hi, John.
Mike, how's it going, man?
Good. You were just telling me the funniest story about a shark.
That's right. Shark off the coast of Bahamas, swimming around. A marine biologist named Luke Tipple attaches a laser to its dorsal fin, get some really cool photography of it, and the upshot is Dr. Evil's dream of sharks with lasers attached has finally been realized.
That is crazy.
Yep.
Why would
happened.
Why would the guy want to do this? Like, what possesses somebody to go and attach a laser to a shark?
Right. Well, first of all, we've been waiting for a laser-fied shark for years now, since the Austin Powers movie. So that's number one. Number two, a company called Wicked Lasers, the company that makes this laser, actually commissioned Tipple to pull off the stunt.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Okay.
So it was part of a Facebook promotion.
So was it this very laser right here?
No, it wasn't this laser. This laser is a 1 watt green laser, the Krypton. If I turned it on and shined it in your eyes, I would blind you.
Oh.
So very dangerous.
How about that?
I would never do that. I would never do it, but I could. It's armed right now.
Okay.
The version that Tipple used was a 150 milliwatt version. So this one's 1 watt. The one he used was 150 milliwatts, and for most of the experiment, he had it set to just 50 milliwatts. If a typical laser pointer is only 3 milliwatts, so even the laser that was attached to the shark was still very high powered compared to...
Bright enough to see, basically, for the cameras.
Yeah, and so the video shows the laser in action. You could see it, and that's in essentially daytime. If that video had been shot at night, it would have been brilliant.
So what's the end game here? Like, the guy all of a sudden attaches a laser to a shark's dorsal fin and makes a whole bunch of publicity for the laser
Right.
company and for him. I mean, now what?
Well, the end game for the shark. Let's start there. The shark swam away. Well, they removed the clip,
Okay.
and so by the time the whole thing was over, the shark was fine. It swam away, no harm, no foul. The real end game for humanity is now we could say we've seen sharks with frickin' lasers attached, and that's a win. That's a huge win.
What did the PETA people think? Did they consider it a win?
I didn't contact PETA. I did contact a bunch of other marine biologists, Luke Tipple's, contemporaries and colleagues, I guess you could say. They were concerned about the specifics of the clamping mechanism. Would it be uncomfortable for the shark, dangerous for the shark? How quickly could it be removed? How quickly could it fall off? And then one guy pointed out that, if this shark has essentially a rack of lights on its head, it's going to alert predators that might want to eat it. And also, it couldn't find prey of its own if it's shining lasers to everyone. So there were concerns, but generally speaking, even marine biologists were pretty cool with the experiment.
Yeah, seems like a little bit of harmless fun. Of course, we'd have to ask the shark how it felt. About
Right.
it.
It was a docile lemon shark. I don't know if it would have complained.
No. Well, we certainly didn't. We thought it was pretty cool.
It was cool.
You can read John's whole story about the whole shark laser incident on Gadget Lab. And that's all we have for this week. So please join us next week. We'll have some more cool stories, maybe involving animals that have been rendered deadly by humans for some weird reason. And of course, more cool hardware to show you from the Gadget Lab. So until then, take care.